12. In a symbolic act of grateful nation and in the spirit of national healing, he conferred posthumous national honors on the wife of MKO Abiola, Kudirat Abiola, in recognition of her sacrifice for democracy. Also honored was Pa Alfred Rwani, the financier of the pro-democracy movement, and General Shehu Musa Yaradua, whose activism cost him his life in military detention. The president didn't stop there. In an extraordinary move, he granted presidential pardons to the Ogoni Nine, including the late Ken Saro-Wiwa, decades after their execution in 1995 under the Abacha regime. Well, it's a gesture aimed at justice and reconciliation. But how far have we truly come? 26 years after the military left the seat of power, returning to the barracks, and civilians took charge, the questions still echo: have we deepened democracy or merely prolonged it? June 12, 2025 marks the 7th year since this date was officially declared a public holiday in recognition of Nigeria's most symbolic democratic mandate. For the first time in over 30 years, the man who annulled the most credible election in our history publicly admitted that MKO Abiola won it in an autobiography, A Journey in Service. That admission, some say, reopened deep national wounds, remembering the hundreds who died, journalists jailed, activists exiled, and ordinary Nigerians who suffered in the aftermath of the annulment. But let's be clear, Nigeria's romance with democracy didn't start in 1999. We tasted it in 1960, then watched it collapse under the boots of military coups. In 1979, we tried again, Shehu Shagari emerging as president, but by 1983 it was hijacked. And in the Third Republic, just when Nigerians made their choice in the historic June 12, 1993 election, democracy was denied oxygen. It was annulled and aborted. Now let's take you through a brief highlight, a few defining markers on this 26-year journey. Olusegun Obasanjo took office in 1999, marking the beginning of the Fourth Republic. Democracy is reborn after 16 years of military rule. The 2007 election was so chaotic and compromised that even President Yaradua, who was declared the winner, publicly admitted in his inauguration speech that the process was deeply flawed. He called for urgent reforms, which eventually led to the formation of the Justice Oways Committee on Electoral Reform. A constitutional crisis loomed in 2010 as President Yaradua fell gravely ill without officially transferring power. But democracy was preserved when the National Assembly invoked the doctrine of necessity, a bold constitutional move that elevated Vice President Goodluck Jonathan to acting president, ensuring a peaceful transition and avoiding a dangerous power vacuum. Fast forward to 2015, history was made. For the first time, an incumbent president, Goodluck Jonathan, accepts defeat, congratulates his opponent, and hands over peacefully to an opposition party. It was a watershed moment for democratic maturity in Nigeria. In 2022, after years of civil society pressure, the Electoral Act was finally amended. The introduction of the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, gave some hope for transparency and voter credibility. But by 2023, that hope was tested amidst technology glitches, disputed outcomes, and prolonged court battles that dominated the headlines. We've seen progress, no doubt, but we've also felt betrayal. But through it all, Nigerians have held on to hope. Tonight, we reflect on our wins, we confront our hard truths, and together we ask what must change before 2027. Happy Democracy Day, everyone, and welcome to this special maiden edition of the TVC Town Square series, coming to you live from our studios here in Lagos. I am Nifebi Oguntoye.